What you're about to see are passionate, dedicated, and trained people practicing and preparing to enter an extreme sporting event that may change their lives. Do not try this on your own without necessary experience and supervision.
Breathe in, breathe out. This moment's what it's all about. Born to be great, your goal awaits. Don't hesitate. Xcellerate.
Set for the race, aim to give it all I got. Mind is set, gonna reach the high spot. Working hard in order to fulfill my goal. Nothing can stop me from getting what I'm going for. That's being great. I was working tirelessly, so I won't hesitate. Gotta get to first place. Hands on the golden plate. I'll concentrate. Won't hit the brake, just move forward. Xcellerate. Welcome back, Xcellerators. Last week we saw 9-year-old figure skater Chudleigh skate her way to a bronze medal in the Gauteng Interprovincial Figure Skating Contest. She's well on her way to achieving a goal of representing her country at the Olympics. Keep gliding, Chudleigh. You got this. Today, we catch up with 10-year-old motocross rider James Thompson and see how he preps for his next club championship. Later, we wave hello to longboard surfer called Chudleigh and check out how he's about to conquer the ocean at his next surfing competition. For now, let's kick up some dust and get back to James.
The race I'm preparing for is a Mayfair Gearbox Round 6 event. I have a chance of winning the title first year, so this event is important to me because I can get attention of more teams and maybe sponsors. When I'm on my bike, I feel that rush, adrenaline, very competitive. I don't like being behind people. I'm not a sore loser. If I don't win, I'm not bummed. But if I don't win, with not even trying, I'll be mad with myself. My coach is my dad. He gives me lots of advice and tells me you must rather do that. Me and my dad have a good relationship. If I mess up something, he won't get mad or anything.
I'm very happy with his dedication to his training. He works very hard. When other kids go to the track and play around, James will be practicing certain corners over and over again, certain jumps over and over again. Just trying to make the most of his practice time. He practices at least twice a week. When most other kids are still sleeping on the weekend, James is already on his way to the track, winter, summer, rain, shine. So he puts in the hours. James rides he's got an older brother and an older guy that's in the team with him, Tristan Ferdin, who's one of the top riders in the country. He rides with them a lot, so they obviously show him what he's doing wrong if he's battling, or try and point him in the right direction, get him going fast.
The dedication of the sport from my parents is quite a lot because they buy our bikes, parts for the bikes, tires, and trying to keep us healthy. So basically without my parents I wouldn't be able to do the sport. They do a lot of things so they can come watch us on the race. My dad's always at the start line with me and my mom's always at the finish line for me, taking videos and trying just to help me.
If James wants to pursue the sport, I will give him every bit of encouragement that I can do. I am not a helicopter parent. I pack the cooler boxes, make sure they've got drinks and food, and that's it. The sport of motocross has a very positive impact on our family. I think because of such a big age gap between our children, instead of one being at a rugby match and one at a soccer match, we all at a motocross track. The negative side of the sport is very time consuming. James does often miss school and often does miss good friends' parties and things like that. It teaches kids to handle disappointment because your bike does break, because you do crash. And it teaches you a lot of lessons in life that I don't think any other sport really does teach you. When your bike breaks at the end and you're winning, that disappointment you'll never learn in another sport. It does teach you a lot. The safety aspect of the sport does worry me, but both my boys have always been fine.
The upcoming event is a inter-club event, so it's not a national or a regional, but it's still important to us because James in the nationals and the regionals competes with kids a good 2 to 3 to 4 years older than him, and by doing these inter-club challenges he does really well, and that's really boosts his confidence, which is really important in the sport.
If I win the event, I probably will win the championship, so I'll get the money. If I don't win this event, I won't be bummed because I've given it all I have got, so it's just going to make me prepare much better for next year, and I've still got 2 years in the class, so it doesn't matter if I haven't won it. The basic gear that you need for motocross is a helmet, goggles, a neck brace, a chest guard, a shirt, gloves, pants, knee braces, socks and boots. Okay, some of the basic rules in motocross are on the yellow flag you have to no jumping and no passing. Checkered flag you have to finish the race, and then red flag you have to end that race and you have to go off the track, and then white flag means there's one more lap to go, and then the blue flag means for the lap is they must get out the way. Some of the basic terminology is whip it means like you're turning the bike during the air just to make it look cool, and the other one's scrub it, that means you're going lower in a faster amount of time over a jump. Risks associated with the sport is fractions, concussions, but if you wear the right gear and you follow the rules, you can have a lot more fun and safety. I have to go sometimes to the gym, like maybe if it's holiday, and then I ride twice a week, maybe 3 times. How I prepare my body for the race, I go to my trainer, Dylan Jacobson.
James comes to me, he comes to me on the school holidays. Just obviously time, school commitments. So we do your sort of sport-specific conditioning in the holidays. It's benefited him. He's definitely got a lot stronger core. His legs have become more stronger. He's also increased his proprioception, so his spatial awareness is a lot better. And that's obviously very important in the bike, to keep everything nice and tight. Obviously, when you're going out in a corner, he's aware of where his leg is, so he doesn't stick it in a rut or kick a tire or something like that and possibly injure himself. So his spatial awareness of what he's doing with his extremities has definitely improved, and with that has obviously allowed him to go a lot faster with the increased balance, increased muscular strength, increased agility, so he's able to react faster, and obviously increased cardiovascular allows him to execute these movements more efficiently for a longer period of time, sort of than your average 10-year-old.
How I manage my schoolwork, I come back home from school and I do my homework first thing, even if it takes me long, like an hour. I don't get very high marks, except in the ones that I think more fun. So I don't get high marks in like math. Math I'm average, English I'm average, Cons I'm 50%. Mostly I have to go do an extra day of homework for like the riding reason, and mostly I have to do all my homework in one day. The way I prepare for this race emotionally is to watch other riders that are at the level that I want to get to and see how they prepare, so I'll try to do the same thing. The biggest lesson the sport has taught me is never give up and patience.
I think it's this event for James is not as pressurized as some of the bigger events, so he can go out there and just have fun and really enjoy himself, which is important. I think if one becomes too serious about the sport, it becomes a job and it loses the fun aspect.
If James loses the event, it's not too much of a big deal because he's still got another 2 years in the 65 class. If James wins the event, I'll be over the world because he really shouldn't be winning it yet.
Tune in again next week where we will catch up with James on his competition day. For now, let's meet another Xcelerator, take on some crashing waves as he prepares for his event.
I stay in a town called Kumiki and I live with my adopted family. I just turned 17, I'm in grade 11 and I'm a Western Province longboard surfer. I started surfing at the age of 6 years old, so I've been surfing for 11.5 years. The reason why I started surfing because my brother introduced surfing to me. I saw people like how they came out the water and how they felt, and every time I saw them come out and I was like, oh, I want to do that sport so badly, I want to learn it. And then my brother's like, okay, I can teach you how, but you just have to be amped and be happy, and so that's how I started surfing. The way I feel about the sport, I feel happy, I feel safe when I go into the water, I feel secure, I feel everything at the same time. Every wave I catch, it's different to me because I do other stuff on the wave. I feel different every wave I catch. Like you feel on top of the world when you're catching a wave.
The contest I'm practicing for this weekend is the longboarding, the Western Province longboarding. It's going to be held in Luxembourg, so I hope, because I've grown up surfing Luxembourg my whole life, so I think I'm going to have an advantage because I know the waves, where to sit, where the waves are. I hope I have an advantage in winning this contest. This event is so important to me because it's longboarding, it's the trials. One of my sponsors, Signature for longboarding, which supplies with longboards and supping, they're going to be there. So I don't see them a lot, so I'm amped to see them. Most of my friends are going to be there. Most of the people that I know is going to be there. Just surfing a contest, not for the very first time, but for a long time, a longboarding contest. Just amped to make it to the finals because there's going to be lots of prizes and stuff. In this sport, the equipment is expensive, but luckily for me, I've achieved a lot. So people have seen that I try my best in the contest. So they supplying me with boards, wetsuits, subs. Over here, we have a board called a short board. Okay, this board over here, this is better for doing tricks competitively. So as you can see, it's smaller than all these other boards. This is called a long board. Okay. This board is longer, catches the waves easier. You can walk with the nose, you can do whatever you want on this board, you can do handstands, catch the waves easier. You can surf contests, like doing a longboarding contest this weekend. I'm using one of these boards. Yeah. These are called stand-up paddles, okay? So they're like surfboards, but except they're thicker and you stand on them, okay? So use, this is called a paddle stick. So you stand on the board, hold it like this, and you start paddling but standing up, okay? What we have here, these are called wetsuits. These wetsuits, they keep you warm in the water so you don't get cold. We are also on the surfboard. We have a leash over here, okay? The reason why we have a leash is because when you are renting a board and there's other people also surfing, you put the leash on your leg, so if you fall off, the leash is attached to you, the leash is attached to the board. Because if your leash is not attached to you and you fall off and you use one of the harder boards and there's somebody in front of you and that board goes away from you, it can really hurt the other person. People tend to have a leash because when they're paddling onto the wave and they fall and they want to get back out there quickly, they have the leash on because then they can just pull it back and paddle back on. If you don't have a leash and you fall, the board goes away and then you still have to swim out or get the board and you're wasting time instead of you can be catching the next wave. Luckily for me, I have people that went out of their way to supply me with all those equipment. Some of the expenses in this sport is, for instance, traveling. You have to pay for accommodation, pay for petrol driving up, or if you're flying, you have to pay for the flight. There's a lot of expenses in surfing. But now that I have sponsors, so Surfshack, they coach me, they basically do everything for me. The risk in surf about the sport is you can get hit by a board, you can get knocked out, you can be lying in the water unconscious, you can drown. Rip currents, they can take you out. There's rocks, big waves, they can keep you under for a very long time. And obviously my biggest risk in surfing is a shark. I have seen a shark, but I wasn't in the water at the time. I was about to go into the water, but then the alarm went off and the waves were like really small. And one day we were standing on the beach and then we saw the fin actually come up for a while and it went down. And that's the only time I've been close to a shark. I do sometimes get scared just thinking about sharks, but I don't really think about sharks because I only think about having fun, catching a wave, because they say every wave is different. So I don't really think about sharks now, just think about having fun and surfing. In my spare time, I surf of course, but when I come out of the water, I also want to earn some pocket money. So I do some lessons, so basically what that means is I take somebody to the beach, teach them how to surf, explain to them how to get up on the board, what different parts of the board there are, and just have fun in the meantime. The people I instruct, they're younger, older, but most of the people is kids. I'm better with kids, not older guys. Kids I'm better with because I relate to them and then they relate to me. Because I don't go to a traditional school, I just want to be in the water because I love surfing, so I just want to go surf every single day. But if I miss like a few hours of schoolwork and I come out of the water late, I have to make up for that hour I've been surfing and not doing my schoolwork. It takes a lot of discipline to balance surfing and school.
Welcome back to Xcellerate. We're hitting up the high tide and catching some swell waves with longboard surfer Paul Chudleigh as he preps for the Western Province Longboard Championship. Let's check it out.
My coach is my dad and my mom, so they're very involved with me when I'm doing a contest, whether it's longboarding, supping, or shortboarding. They're very involved with me. My dad, he surfs, but not every day because he has to look after the shop.
Hi, my name is David Chudleigh. I am Paul's father. He's been with us for 4 years. We adopted him a year ago. Paul came to us through the outreach program. He was busy in the process of going to an orphanage, and we knew that without the sea, Paul would just not be able to survive. He really needs the sea. He's an ocean boy that has to have the sea with him. So we took him on essentially for 4 weeks to find him a foster home, and 4 years later he's still with us and he's very much part of our family, a very important part of our family. Paul, surfing hasn't changed. He is just totally in love with the water. If he doesn't surf for 2-3 hours a day, or at least in the water for 2-3 hours a day, he cannot survive. You can see he gets miserable. So the ocean really is the place that he thrives. He's an all-round surfer. He's very much a waterman. He loves swimming, boogie boarding, but his absolute passion is supping, stand-up paddling, longboarding and shortboarding, and he is one of the top in the country for his age group. He has already made the Cape Winelands team to surf in the junior shortboarding champs, which is going to be held in Jeffreys Bay. So the Western Province longboarding champs, he has just finished surfing his semi-finals heat for open men, which is an incredibly high standard. The open men have got amongst the top surfers in the country. So yeah, to have been beaten into fourth by the 3 people that were in his heat is not an embarrassment. It's fantastic to see that he's still got so much more that he can still achieve. Because those guys are all older than him, so he's got a lot more that he can do.
This is some of the trophies that I have here. I leave at the shop because I think they're special to me, but I also have other trophies at home, which are not here at the moment. This one, this is a trophy that I won at the SA Champs, that I came 3rd place in my age division in the final. As you can see, there's a number 3, so that's for 3rd place. And I won this in the age group. These are some of the medals I won, also for the shortboarding as well. This over here, this is the real special one to me. I won this at the SA longboarding contest, SA Champs, so I won this, and so it's really special to me.
My name's Ivan van Furen, and I'm one of the sponsors. I actually support Paul in his future cause as being a professional athlete. Really just a great kid, a lot of potential. Just watching him grow up, and then more than growing up, just becoming an athlete of note. So in years to come, watch this kid. He's going to be making a name for himself around the world. So we're very excited about being part of his life, and just seeing a great kid with a great smile. Good to be part of his life.
My career is to run Surfshack. It's a family business, so I have to take the family on and then just run the Surfshack. But my future plans is one day, of course, surfing. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to do more with surfing. One of my icons his name is Xcellerator. He's 4 times world champion. He's traveled the world. I want to be like him because he's that old and he's still competing and he's still winning most of the contests against the younger guys. So every time before I go for a surf, I always think, okay, he's that old. If he can do it, I can do it. It's just inspirational to me. The biggest lesson the sport has taught me is respect. Respecting the ocean, respecting not to litter into the ocean because I'm the one surfing, so if I see litter, I will pick it up. Respect for nature, respect for everything, fish, everything that lives in the water. Because if there was no waves, I wouldn't be able to surf. So respecting the ocean is very, very important.
I think the great thing about watching someone like Paul is that you can see where he's come from, but that he hasn't let that stop him. And just a great example, no matter what the kids are going through, no matter what this country is going through right now, if you put your mind to something positive, put all your efforts into it, you can make it happen. There's no limits, there's no stopping. So viewers that are watching around the world, around South Africa, go for it. If you've got a dream, live it and go for it.
If I had to win this event, I would be happy. There's not much words to say. I would be stoked. I'll just be happy because then my sponsor Signature, they supply me with longboards. And obviously this is a longboarding contest. They will be there so they will see, okay, Paul is achieving a lot. He's using our boards doing it. So I'll just be happy because they'll be there and seeing me, okay, trying my best on their longboards and their equipment. There is a bit of a chance that I might lose, but some of the guys that I've competed with is going to be in this contest. So I know what they're capable of. If I lose, I would understand. I wouldn't be that angry because I understand people lose sometimes. They don't win every time, but I'm going to go for the win.
Next week on Xcellerate, Paul chills out from the waves and we see if James can crush the dirt track and whip up a podium finish. Stay tuned to find out right here on Xcellerate. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page for more news and views.